thought anyway. The theory of evolution is what his problem was. He came out and said, I'm not saying it, he said it. You can watch it from a clip on the TV for yourself, isn't it? We have a copy of Das Kapital, Karl Marx's book, that was personally autographed to Charles Darwin. Marx wanted to dedicate his entire book to Darwin. Communism, the father of communism. It's not me just saying it. You can go. The evidence is there. The truth is there. The history is there. You can read Marx's works. You can read Mein Kampf. You can read Hitler's work. They refer to the mixing of the cultures and the higher races and lower races and stuff.
The Aryan race evolved from underwater people.
Well, that's right. But I'm just saying, but it has justified a lot of that stuff. It was communism. I talked to a pastor in Canada that was in Hitler's SS Army officer training school. I've personally spoken to him. He said, Steve, don't ever stop. I was in Hitler's SS Army officer. Talking to me, he was there. He was there. No, he came out because he knew we were there. I'm talking to somebody face to face who was there. He said all the military strategy, police tactics, all that kind of stuff came later. The first thing we learned in Hitler's army was evolution. All of Nazism, he said, is based on evolution. There are all kinds of historical accounts and records of that kind of thing. You don't have to take my word for it. I wish you wouldn't. Go do some research and find it. The whole justification for all that stuff is based in evolutionary thinking. Somebody's on top. Of course, Hitler thought he was. Everybody always thinks there's one on top, and then they make up the list, whoever's underneath. And then they start to work it up, you know. Hitler thought he was doing the world a favor by getting rid of Jews. He said they're not evil people. They're pure apes. In his own words. He said they're pure apes. Jewish people are not pure apes. They're people. They're human beings, just like everybody else. Anyway, so much more. Go ahead.
Have there been no genocidal regimes that have been based on Christian dogma?
Give me one.
Anybody?
The Crusade Inquisition. Yeah, now you're going to get into a. Now you're going to get into say the witch hunt. There you go. There have been some ideas. There have been some themes that have happened because of. But it's not a Bible thinking process that has caused it and brought it about. See, that's where the problem comes from. Not specifically religious grounds.
When they reached the Arawak Indians was tell them to convert or you will be enslaved.
Right. That's true. And we have slaves here in this country too. Yeah. Well, do it if you want to. Throw the Bible. Use it if you want. Throw it out. Feel free to throw it out. You know. Feel free to throw it out. We never listen.
I would like to thank you for coming to ADSU.
I have one last question. Gary Melville, I'm in graduate school in history, and last night you gave a little slide up here asking for money. So I went on GuideStar.com, org.com, and that's where you can go and look up tax filings for tax-exempt organizations. It's called Form 990. It's public information. And if anybody collects more than $25,000 a year, you are required by the Internal Revenue Service to file a Form 990. It's all public information. Well, I typed in your Creation Seminar Ministries on GuideStar, typed in your name, wasn't able to find anything, and I find it interesting. A couple of questions. I find it interesting you do 450 speeches a year. I happen to think you must be collecting more than $25,000 a year. So, first question, you file a Form 990, and if you do, would you bring it tomorrow night to let us see your financial records?
Well, I didn't say it was tax exempt organization. I didn't say it.
This is a public university. You asked for
No, I'm not asking for money. If you'll notice, I skipped through the slides that I skipped through. I didn't even know the
So you're
slides.
telling us you collect money and you don't file taxes?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm telling you that we are not. I didn't tell you. I didn't say we were.
So are you a 501c3 organization?
No.
You're not.
No.
So you just collect money, you don't file anything with the Internal Revenue Service?
course not. I mean, no.
I'm not going to argue this, you're not a public university, and you asked for, at the end of the show yesterday, you asked for money.
I haven't asked
And
anybody
it's all
for
right, as citizens and the Internal Revenue Service might be real interested that you're collecting money. Apparently, you say you're not filing returns.
No, I am not a 501c3 organization. That's why you multiply it. I didn't say we were
So
a
you're
nonprofit.
taxed.
Of course. Of course, that has nothing to do with it.
So all of this is taxable merchandise.
Yeah.
You pay sales tax for state entities.
Yeah. We pay sales tax wherever we need to pay sales tax.
Guys, I think as a public university, we're entitled to do that. What are you laughing? I mean, we have laws.
Yeah, I don't understand what the deal is. I haven't asked you for anything. I haven't asked you for anything, you know? I haven't asked you for anything. I did not ask anybody for any money. I didn't ask anybody for any money. It's not true.
Any money from this ministry.
I didn't say that.
It was on your slide last night. Next question.
Anybody have a question?
Yeah, I noticed in your presentation that you have to mention any worldviews besides evolution and Judeo-Christianity version of creationism. Can you offer an explanation why you decided to omit those from your presentation?
I don't think I heard you well enough. I'm not sure of the question.
Why did you neglect to mention any other worldviews besides evolution and Christianity's version of creation?
Why, you know, because it's the creation evolution issue that's the issue. It's not there's not a, I mean, like the one textbook talks about ET, you know, extraterrestrials, they believe that if they want to too. I mean, there are all kinds of ideas and concepts and such, but the issue that people face is creation versus evolution. I mean, that's the reasoning, I guess. I'm not sure I understand. I don't know if that answers your question or not.
That answers part of it. The second part is, do you believe that by, say you were to disprove evolution, do you believe that that would reaffirm creationism, because there are a bunch of other religions out there who have all their own beliefs and opinions? Do you believe that?
I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're
Not
getting
believing
at.
evolution confirm creationism, since there are other means for life.
Well,
Is another
if
religion?
somebody wants to come in and speak about ET, I guess they could do that too. I mean, I'm not sure.
Other religions.
Or other religions, that's fine too, whatever. I mean, people are free to believe whatever they want.
I mean,
They can-
doesn't mean creationism is automatically correct.
They have holy books too.
I believe all of
Yeah, and if y'all want to,
God's, I believe it.
if you want to have somebody from some, you know, religion affiliate of some sort, come in, that's fine. But you're not hearing about a something else versus evolution type of an issue. It's a creation versus evolution issue, because this is,
Dominate.
yeah, because it's a Christian nation established that way, and living with the rest of So that's another topic. Anyway, anybody?
I am the ancient historian here, and I also am the reporter of the Religious Studies Department. I'm an ordained clergyman. And my father and mother were biologists, and my father was a clergyman. Could I ask, sir, if you have any credentials of any kind, whether secular or secular?
I have a God-called ministry. That's what we have.
So you have no academic training?
As far as academic training for these topics, no.
Or
And
no
I'm-
seminary training? No seminary training?
Right, I've not been to a seminary, that is correct.
I will leave the issue of science aside because it's clear that you don't understand this, sir. But let me tell you, you do the Lord enough service with this silliness. You do the Lord enough service by presenting things in such a way as to not allow people to understand what they're about. You don't present science accurately. And I knew the early creationists. I'm 60 years old. The people in the 50s and the 60s, because I went to school with some of their students. You do them no service, sir, either, because you do not represent it correctly. So how do you hope to convince these people who pay you to come here to talk about creationism